Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Area at least, like
Oh shit!
fucking
Insane
Ballpark
Clown
Village
Posse's
here
gonna
had to
be
shoot.
there, and Waka Flocka Flame on October 12th, dude. That's
dude,
a good combo.
come to
PKA
come to
meetup.
STL, come to STL. We'll hop over to Pops. It'll be an interesting time, at the very least.
I think if you did a PKA meetup at a strip club when Insane Clown Posse's playing, would be pretty legendary.
I don't like those. What are they called?
Juggalos?
I can't tell.
What a
if they're
bold
doing
stance.
Ironic. I don't know anything they do. I can't tell if they're doing it ironically or not.
Gangster clowns aren't my favorite.
You know what, Asterios? What I do here is I make hard, risky stances like that. I don't care for these face-painted degenerates who I don't even know what they do. I can't tell if they're doing it ironically or unironically.
I think they see themselves as tough, like as people who you would not want to fight with.
Oh, well then that's silly because they look ridiculous and they drink Faygo, don't they?
They do enjoy Detroit's own Faygo soda. Yes.
What is
the official soda of the Juggalo?
That's a genuine. It's just a soda. Faygo?
It's just
Faygo,
a regionally
Juggalo.
popular soda that
It's good.
they've adopted. Yeah, it tastes fine, but they've adopted it as like this is the Juggalo soda.
Yeah, and they're probably like making lean out of it or something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I remember there was talking about them being tough guys. They were on the fucking Stern show one day, and some guy called in and starts arguing with like I don't know. One of them's called like Violent J.
Yep.
His name's literally Violent J.
Yep.
He starts arguing with Violent J. He's like, fuck you, dude. I'll come whip your ass right now. Violent J's like, bring it on, man. I'll fucking fight you. Let's go. And he's like, he calls back a few minutes later. He's like, I'm in the lobby. Come down. Come down.
Nice.
And Howard's like, hey, Violent J, he's calling you out, man. He's down in the lobby. What do you think? He's like, man, I'm an entertainer. I don't need all that, man. He's just totally can't blame him for not wanting to go downstairs and fight a random person off the street, I suppose.
I mean,
but don't call yourself
random.
fucking
Not random. Here's why. He's self-selected, right?
Yup.
A random
There you
person
go.
off the street could include a little old lady or a kid or whatever. This is a self-selected badass. Probably
likes to fight guy.
Yeah, likes to fight guy. Carry on.
Exactly.
But at the same time, his name isn't Passive J.
He's not let's talk this out, Jay. he's Violent Jay. And so, yeah, if there's one dude that you should feel comfortable challenging to a fight, it's a guy who pretends to be a gangster, paints his face, and calls himself Violent J. So I'm actually on the side of the self-selected person here. If you're going to talk a big game, anyone who self-selected themselves to fight me, 0% chance I'm going to fight them. Because I'm not Violent Taylor. I'm regular Taylor. And I don't want to fight a self-selected person because no one's ever been like, well, I'm a little doughy, but I think I could take him. Like, no, it's like there's a guy who's like, I've been training for this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to beat the shit out of this internet retard that says, I don't even know, I had 15 things that you can take umbrage with. I've said this episode.
This episode alone.
Got a problem with cut cocks?
Yeah. I'm a defender of couches everywhere.
I stand for women's clits, and I'm going to beat the shit out of Violent Taylor when he comes down tomorrow morning.
There was a moment like a guy challenged me to an internet boxing match.
Oh my
Was
god.
he a Reddit moderator?
There's
Yeah.
a video of this. Should we watch a video as you're explaining it? Because we don't need the audio for it.
No, you should just watch the video. Yeah, but the thing is, like there was a Reddit mod who challenged me to a fight.
Of the Donald,
And
right?
Yeah, it was the
yeah,
Donald.
from the Donald. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I can take him because he moderates a Reddit. Like he decided to do this for free. Yeah, he was like the world's biggest Donald Trump fan, and he wanted to box me because I'm a big internet liberal. And you guys can see the fight, but after that, everybody started challenging me to fights. And I was like, absolutely not. If you guys are challenging me to fights because you think you could beat me, guess what? You win. This one guy kept coming after me, and he was like, I want to fight. I was like, no. I go, I'm sure you could beat me. And then I looked up his name. He was like some Hawaiian 9-year Krav McGraw champion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Why? It wouldn't even be entertaining to beat me up. You're a professional combat sports guy. And he's like, yeah, I just want to slap you around a little bit. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to be slapped around at all.
Dude, and Krav Maga is like the underhanded form of martial arts. Like, like all the main Krav Maga moves you can't do in UFC because it's all groin strikes and eye gouging and throat attacks. Like that's what you were in for with Krav Maga. Is he would have posted up and then he would have jabbed you in the goddamn throat and kicked you in the nuts. Like that's what Krav Maga is. But I mean, like, it's I think the Israeli Defense Force, the IDF.
Because it was the IDF invented it, and it's just like they invented it in the 1950s, so they have all the modernist technology to beat you up. It's like at least karate is like old, like you know what I mean? Like this Krav Maga's the new hip thing to kill me with. I'm not interested.
Yeah, karate was like, you never strike the groin; it is a dishonorable. Like that kind of shit. But like Krav Maga is all about winning and neutralizing the threat. So it's like, yeah, kick them in the nuts, tear their eyes out, stab, like do anything you need to do to shut them down. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about the fight.
Oh,
when was it in the fight that you knew? Because the funniest thing you did in the whole thing, people look this up, look up Asterios first, the Donald mod, is neither of you knew proper boxing etiquette, and you got winded quickly, but you were much heavier and bigger than the guy. And so there's one time where you like miss with a punch, and he steps back, and instead of doing a traditional punch, you take your arm like this and swing with a backhand, and you catch him in the jaw, and you knock him down fucking hard.
Yep.
And because nobody is like calling the fight for real, everybody's like, "Oh, what a strike!" And it's and you like clearly are like, "Yeah, I'll roll with this." Like, if you're
it was kind of a
that.
spinning back fist. I saw it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I was hoping that you would win that. I did not want to see that Donald dude win.
According to the rules of boxing, if a ref doesn't call it illegal, it's illegal. I mean, it's legal. So, like, if you spinning back fist and the guy doesn't call it, no harm, no foul. You can punch a guy at the base of the spine. They're called rabbit punches because they're like as virtuous and clear of moral purpose as a rabbit is. You know, rabbit, the most moral of all animals. So, it's just whatever the ref wants, and that ref wanted me to back fist that guy. I've challenged him to a rematch 1,000,000 times, and he is just not interested in a rematch. Like, this was like we ended with a draw, and the idea was that we would get, like, the Hammerstein Ballroom and a real ref and real medics and, like, really do a fight. He's not super interested.
No,
he learned his lesson. But it was a draw? Now, be honest, like, because I only saw a piece of it. You look like you won by a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
it was not a draw. Asterios won if you watch it. Yeah.
I knocked him to the ground.
You get so many knockdowns.
Yeah, I got 4 knockdowns, and apparently 3 is a TKO. But at the same time, like, I don't know what boxing, the guy just challenged me to a fight on Twitter, and I was like, I think this is the only fight in the world that I don't need to be scared of. Like, I could just tell, like, again, a Reddit moderator. Like, you got to
I would feel comfortable fighting any Reddit moderator unless they are the mod of, like, gun street fighting or MMA or something like that. Like, other than that, and, like, that was the fight where that guy's girlfriend is, like, a weeaboo, and she was dressed as a cat meowing at you the whole time, right?
Yes. He was dating a cat girl, and he brought her in on a leash and a collar.
Oh,
and during the fight, like, she's in the corner dressed up like a kitty cat yelling at the guys that worked at the MMA gym that we fought at. Because what happened was after the first round, she said, like, it's really great that you're beating him even though he needs prescription glasses and he's not wearing them. And the MMA guys are like, well, no excuses, you know. And then she's like, I don't remember asking for your opinion. And they were like, well, we don't remember you paying $20 to come in here. And now Cat Girl is, like, arguing with her boyfriend and me over who's going to give her $20, but we're both wearing boxing gloves. And I'm like, I can't get to my wallet right now. Also, I didn't have $20. But, like, Cat Girl is just, she was a she was a real nightmare. So what Catgirl tells me way before the fight, the guy challenges me to a fight, I accept. I'm like, okay, I think I can win this. She messages me and she's like, I'm his fiance. He has cancer. You're not allowed. Please don't fight him. And I go, oh, shit. And I was heading down to Texas to direct to help make a TV commercial. And so I go down there. I meet up with Catgirl, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, if this guy has cancer, we got to find a way to get him out of this. So me and my girlfriend meet with Catgirl at a bar in Austin. And Catgirl starts going on and on about how her uncle created the CIA, which is why she's allowed to threaten the CIA because they're afraid of her uncle's influence. Now, the police chief of Austin doesn't take her 911 calls anymore, but she has a roommate who is a reincarnated Nazi and stabbed her in the chest with a triangular bladed SS tip. So we've got to help her tonight. And I'm like, this guy doesn't have cancer at all.
Exactly.
And,
her uncle founded the CIA in 1947. What a maniac.
Yeah, I know.
You should have beaten the shit out of her, too.
No, that's not nice. That's not nice. Such
Why
a lady.
not?
But,
What did he do that was worse than what she did? See, you're
balance.
sexist.
CIA?
You're sexist.
Well, yeah, you can beat the shit out of him. His uncle didn't create the CIA, so you're fine.
Oh, my God.
Was this one round? I'm watching this fight, and it looks
It's
exhausting.
2 rounds. It's 2 rounds.
Your fight style does not conserve energy. You were...
No, I got really excited, and I really went. At some point, I just started windmilling. It was, I
He
didn't.
did start windmilling.
I should have fought better, but I'm down for a rematch whenever that guy is.
I'm not judging. You went in there and, like, jeez, is round 2 about to start? Maybe. Yep. Dude.
What was did you talk to this guy afterward at all? Like, was there any, or was it just like get up and leave and that was it, or did you guys like grab a beer or talk or any resolution?
Well, I had work the next day, and it was
Back when you had a job.
Back before Maddox took my goddamn job away from me by writing to HR that I was a misogynist. But anyway, I'm trying to set up like a real fight, like where we really get a venue and we really get this. And I wanted to sell a book at the thing, and he would sell a book at the thing. But the guy, every time, he would always be like, I want to fight you tonight. I want to fight you tonight. And I remember telling him on the phone like so many times, and this would be like on the Dick Show or over Twitter. And I'd be like, I'm not going to fight you tonight. Like that, we don't gain anything. That'll be it for this thing. But then finally, so many people texted me. They were like, you have to call his bluff. You have to fight him tonight. You look like a pussy. I go, you don't understand. He's an actual crazy person. If I tell him I want to fight him tonight, he will show up tonight, and that's it for the fight. And they go, you got to do it. So I finally go, okay, I'll fight you tonight. And he drives 6 hours, meets me at 1 a.m. at a punk bar in Brooklyn that's playing porno on the TV. He walks into the bar wearing a silk robe and like old-timey red boxing gloves that he's carrying this girl on a leash. And I'm like, God damn it. I wanted to sell books and tickets and T-shirts, and now we're just going to... So we just went to an MMA gym in Middle Long Island that was over 24 hours. I asked the guys that work there, like, can we have a dumb internet fight in the back? And they're like, yeah. And, like, that's the fight you're seeing. It was so unplanned, unprompted, unexpected, but ideally unforgettable.
This fight is outstanding.
It was hilarious.
I'm showing it to our audience as you talk about it. You're currently finished fighting. It looks like maybe laying on your back trying to get oxygen in your body again.
Yeah. Yep.
I loved how you on at least the Dick Show or whatever show it was you were on at the time, you were like, yeah, like you were talking such a big game, like I'm going to get fit. I'm on a fitness regimen right now. I've been eating better. I'm working out. And then you showed up for the fight, and it was so clear that you had done none of those things, and you just showed up
Had you done any of those
ready to
things?
go.
Had you
the opposite. It's actually, unfortunately, it's the opposite. So I'm telling people that my training regimen is to eat 100 McNuggets a day. And I'm telling people I'm going to become the Blob because much like in the X-Men video game, nothing can hurt the Blob. So I'm telling people I'm going to blob up, but secretly I've trained I've hired the best boxing coach in New York, and he's training me 4 days a week. Now my plan was this: I wanted to have the match around Christmas. Right now we're talking it's around June. I was going to show up in the Dick Show wearing fat suits, but just get ripped, and then Christmas Day, which is Boxing Day overseas, beat the shit out of him. But he pulls this thing where he's like, I want to fight you tonight. And my goddamn ex-girlfriend texts me, and she's like, you look like a real pussy right now. I'm like, well, then I guess I have to fight him. Because a girl told me I look like a pussy. And so I challenge him back, and we do the thing, and that's why this all... And so when I took off my shirt, yeah, I was a little doughy. But that was after, a month of training. And you'll notice when the fight starts... I am in a proper fight stance, and I land exactly one proper punch. But then I saw this look on his face when I hit him. Like he had never been hit before, and he was real scared. And that's when I just started, my training just went out the window. I was just like, I hate you so much. Yeah, and so that's why.
How big of a guy was he? Or how tall are you?
I'm 5'9", 5'10". He was 6'1". He was tall and skinny.
But he was a string bean kind of build.
That's the thing. He was really rail thin.
You think?
Which is what?
Really rail thin? I'm looking at him. He's thin-ish, but I don't know if really rail thin.
Asterios has a different definition of rail.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's the thing. It's
he was only 220 or something.
But he kept his feet. He couldn't stay up. That's the thing. He was tall and thin, so he was easy to. I mean, I knocked the guy down 4 times. It's he could not stay up.
Yeah, he didn't have any balance. I think you elbowed him in the back of the head once.
Well, the ref doesn't call it.
No harm, no foul. The ref didn't call it.
Well, that's not what no harm, no foul means, but
I'm pretty sure by ref you mean one of the guys standing outside the cage going, yeah, look at them. They're ridiculous.
Well, I did at one point after I punched him a bunch at first, and he looked really scared. I yelled, "Bring it, you bitch!" And the ref said, "Language."
Captain America.
And I went, "Bring it, B-word," and that was okay.
Well, at least
should have called him a cock.
Ref,
that would have really struck home.
That would have been the perfect thing to call a Donald, because this was a couple of years ago, before cuck had totally become not a thing anymore. That was the time to get some cuckery in on that guy.
Yeah, see, now the thing is to call people pedos. We've moved on from cuck. Cuck had its moment. Yes, now it's just if you disagree with someone on Twitter, you just call them a pedophile.
I had that before it was cool.
And Elon Musk really led the charge on that one, so kudos to him.
Elon Musk is riding my coattails. I was called a pedo in my heyday 100, 200, 300 times a day.
I'm sensing another $20 million lawsuit. Your Honor, I've been called a pedophile long before any of this.
Yeah, these people are biting my style.
I'm trying to corner
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.